So Ryan, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me. My name is Nialdem. I'm part of Stepup.One, and we have been working with you for the past 16 months. And today we want to talk to you about your experiences with Stepup.One. And first and foremost, the first question I would like to ask you is, please tell us more about yourself and your business and why social media is important for your business.
Yeah, thanks, Andy. And very happy to have this conversation. I'm Ryan O'Sullivan, as you said. I'm responsible for the professional services vertical at a SaaS company called Intro Hive. And social media is very important for me personally and the company because we're looking to get a message out there and evangelize about the importance of understanding relationships. And what social media allows us to do, it gives us that platform to communicate on a global level and share content which we think is relevant to our clients and prospects.
That's great. Thank you very much. Yes, actually, I agree with you on that as well. So social media has become a very important part of our life, and it is very crucial because it allows us to be able to engage with people from all over the world and be able to share our messages with the global audience. So I'm curious to know, Ryan, how did you come to hear about Stepup.One?
Well, I think it's a very famous YouTube video now with Mohammed Hussein and from the Kakuma Refugee Camp where you are based, Neil. So that was a very profound video which I watched, and I thought that it was quite inspiring actually to hear Mohammed talk and about his background and what he wanted to do. And you think about people who are in such a difficult situation, but there was a real willingness and a desire to contribute to society. And he talked, when Satya Nadella asked him about what advice would he give, and he talked very passionately about skills and learning new things and what are people to do in the camps when they want to learn. And like I say, they want to contribute to this global economy. So I found that to be very inspiring and wanted to be part of it.
That's really inspiring. I'm so glad you're able to watch that powerful films, and so many people in the world were very much inspired by that film, which I believe put Kakuma somewhere on the global map. But when Mohammed Hassan was speaking, he said that his story is inspiring, and so many people tell him that. But what does it inspire people to do? And I want to know what's inspired you to be able to employ someone from Stepup.One after watching the video. What motivated you?
Well, I'm a real believer in giving people opportunities that want opportunities. And like I said, when somebody wants to has a desire to contribute to society, they want to learn new skills. So on the one hand, you're thinking, look, there's an opportunity here to help people who are in a difficult position, which I'm very happy to do. But at the same time, if it's almost like an exchange, which is the principle of sort of the capitalist model, and that sort of links back to Davos, and that's really what it's about. I think that is really the driving force to get people out of difficult situations, is this exchange of services and the whole idea of people learning new skills and then contributing back to society, to people like myself, and to enable me to achieve what I've achieved thanks to the team over at Stepup.One has just been a great experience. So I think for me it was just really getting involved in something that I believed in and supporting somebody and the team, the wider team, that really wanted to learn new things and to contribute to society. And I'm so pleased that I've been part of this.
Wow, that's really inspiring and motivating as well. And it's been almost 16 months now, I believe. You have been working with the Stepup.One, and I want you to tell us how your experience has been with working with the Stepup.One, and how has your business or brand improved for the last 16 months?
Yeah, certainly. So it's been quite a journey for me. So going back to my previous company, I worked for a large IT services company called Infosys, doing a lot of work in relationship analysis space. I've been studying for my doctorate part-time in this specific subject, which is how to measure the quality of client relationships. And then at the beginning of this year, January this year, I got a role at a company that the SaaS company I mentioned called IntroHive that actually measure the quality of client relationships. We have a software that does that. So that's the journey I've personally been on during the past 18 months. And I firmly believe that it's thanks to the support and the value that the Stepup.One team have provided that's helped me on that journey, because it started out with some things very simple, which was, look, I want to be sharing content around a specific subject matter. Can you help me find relevant articles, relevant content, relevant information? So that was something that was done. Then it was looking to grow my Twitter following. So we worked on that quite a bit. Who would be the influencers in my space? And then it all links to sharing quality content, and the same on LinkedIn. So obviously the whole concept of social media is content first. You need to give valuable and share valuable content, and that's really what I've got from Stepup.One broadly is helping me to curate that type of content, and it's been really valuable to have that. And then I've used that as the foundation to grow my network on LinkedIn and on Twitter, and it's been a huge success. So I really have a lot of thanks and gratitude for everyone over there for everything you've done. I think you've done a fantastic job.
Thank you so much, Ryan. I've seen it has been quite a journey, and it has been so great being with you on this journey. And I think it's a very strong message to the world, the fact that we are able to work for you and we are able to do business with us while you are in the UK, we are still in a refugee camp in Kenya. And I want to go back to that question again, where you talk about moving from one job, to a different company. And I want to know what role do you think is Stepup play in that transition? For example, did it help in building your profile, let's say on your LinkedIn, being able to put you as someone who is more expert, in your field and industry?
Yeah, so I think a large part of social media is the social profile. So with this content, it's very easy. I say easy, but I mean, you need to do the right things well. But if you're sharing content around a specific subject, that it implies that you are becoming an expert, or that's a subject that is of particular interest to you, at least, if not that you are more knowledgeable about that subject than the average person. And that's what you're sharing, that's what you're evangelizing. So my journey from Infosys to IntroHive was definitely supported by this ability to present myself as someone who understands the whole relationship quality space very well. That was all of the type of content that I was sharing. Obviously, it's supported as well by my doctorate research and just my general enthusiasm for this space. But that in itself doesn't manifest itself on social media. You have to evangelize and share this stuff. So unless that's happening, that's the missing ingredient. I'm sure there's many people in many fields doing their own thing in isolation, but because of the beauty and the opportunity that social media presents, that's almost our shop window. And what Stepup.One have provided me is the ability to actually share my expertise in a way that I wouldn't have been able to do before, because unfortunately, as is often the case, you're caught up with your day-to-day activities, and you're not often got time or the right amount of time and dedication to spend specifically on certain activities, and that's where you've stepped up. So I just thank you for that, and I think it's been definitely a rewarding experience, and certainly contributed to my success where I am now, and who knows where I'll be in 18 months. And that will also be thanks to the team over there. So
that's so powerful, Ryan. Thank you so much for believing in us and for giving us the opportunity to work with you. It has been a great journey, and we have also been learning from you. So it's vice versa. As much as you learn from us, we also learn from you. We also learn much about your industry, and I want to give you a challenge before we move on to the last few questions. Can you describe your experience in 3 words?
I think 3 words. So if it's 3 separate words, I say I am slightly surprised at how well it's gone. So surprise, contentment, and I think I've been getting a lot of energy, so I found it energizing to work with you. So because the passion and the enthusiasm has been clear from the beginning. So that's been something that I've found to be quite intriguing and very, very interesting. So I just think that it's good to have people. Obviously are embracing opportunities when they come, and it's a great rewarding experience. So if you can pick 3 words from that, that's good. So
yes, those are really powerful and inspiring words, and I believe they can motivate and encourage others to be able to join Stepup.One as well. So the last questions on my end is, why would you encourage others to employ a Stepup graduates or student like myself and Barna and Joel and the rest of the team?
Well, there's a few reasons. The obvious one is when I first stepped into this, is I just wanted to support someone. So it's almost like you want to support people who need help. But I think that should be secondary. I think what you're getting here, that's not the reason for this. The reason is that I'm getting really good value for money. It's a service that I'm being provided, and it's a great service, and it's working well. And if at the same time I can feel good about trying to help people who are in a difficult position as well, that's really not what this has turned out to be now. This is a business relationship, and I'm receiving a service which I'm really happy about. And I think anyone who wants to improve their social media presence and get involved in this type of activity, then I'd suggest that they certainly get in touch with you, and the structure you've got in place. Like I say, the enthusiasm and the technology that you have available to you really works well, and I'm very pleased with what I've received. So I just think that this is something that a lot of people should be getting involved in more, because social media is so important for everyone. So this is a great opportunity that I think people should grab a hold of with both hands.
That's great. Thank you so much, Ryan. I want to ask one more question on top of what I've just asked, where you talk about technology. And I know that at Stepup.One, you have been using some tools, which I believe some of them might be new to you. So what are some of the tools that you have been using for the last 16 months, Ryan?
Yeah, so this is the beauty of the service. It's almost I'm not personally involved in all of the technologies and things like that, but I know that what you have with Hootsuite, and I know that even like we're working on now with video conference, we're using WhatsApp group for communications. Obviously, we've got the social media platforms themselves. So it's just a curation of all of those things together that I think is what this is. It's not just some guy somewhere doing something. There's a lot more to it than that. So there's a lot of training gone into this. There's a lot of understanding about the methodologies to which you grow a network. So this is all coming as a complete package, understanding how to connect with influencers. There were some templates, there was a lot of discussions initially as to how we will enable us to actually grow my social media presence, to the point where it is at today. So a lot of the frameworks, the thinking, the methodology, the processes are there, plus the technology to enable it. And like we said, it doesn't matter if you're in Kenya or in Kent, it's the same principle for me, because we're talking and we're communicating effectively and it's working well.
Yes, that's really inspiring, and it's good you mentioned that it's also there's so much training and there's so much technology going into it, because when we first start, we start with so much training, we did so much practice, and now as we also continue to be able to provide services to you, it's also a learning journey for us. So we are being introduced to new tools which are helping us to be able to serve you effectively. So Ryan, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me today. Before I let you go, I just want to know if there's anything else you want to share about Stepup.One and your journey with us. Just some closing points.
Well, I think I've said all I wanted to say, but I will repeat some of the points, which are just to thank you and the wider team, and Banner obviously in particular, but I know there's a lot of other people, and Anis as well, for making all this stuff, pulling this together. So there's a lot of people there, and just wish you all well. And I know I can't even imagine how difficult the times must be over there, but just it's great. You're inspiring me as well. So it's not just one way here. I think that it's a great model we have in place, and look forward to the future working together.
Thank you so much, Ryan. It has been so inspiring for us as well. And thank you so much for believing in us and allowing us to be able to serve you and be one of our long-standing clients who has believed in us and supporting us in so many ways.